Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, today question answer session. So the first question is about Venerable Sariputta, how he attained into Sotapatimagga, the first stage of sainthood. Is it that he first attained first stage of sainthood, after that only he practiced four samapati, four jhana, 8 samapati, 8 attainments, then only became arahant. At that life, before Venerable Sariputta met Venerable Asaji and listened to the Gatha, the Ye Dhamma Hetu Pabhava Te Sang Hetung Tathagato Aha Te Sanchayo Nirodo Evang Vari Mahasamano. Before he heard that, and halfway he already attained the first stage of sainthood, Sotapatimagga, Phala. We don't know yet. We are only informed that he practiced under the teacher. Before he met this teaching, he practiced under teacher Sanjaya. So what Sanjaya taught to him, we don't know exactly. Whether at that time he already attained karma jhana, high concentration level, we don't know exactly. But what we know is, sure is, he has already attained very highly up to all 5 psychic powers. We have 6 psychic powers, but 5 are mundane. He has attained 5 mundane psychic powers during the Anumodasi Buddha's time. That was a long, long ago. And at that time, he was the leader and the teacher of 500 great ascetics. And those 500 great ascetics, they pay respect to the Buddha together with the leader, and they all of them attain arahantship except the leader, which was Venerable Sariputta at the time. Why? Because he was distracted. You look at the great disciple of Anumodasi Buddha. Oh, this disciple could speak Dhamma so well, all the highest wisdom, and praised by the Buddha. He thought, I will be a disciple like that of a future Buddha sometime in future. So even though his disciples are much lesser developed than himself, and they all have attained arahantship, he himself as the most highly developed person, and as a teacher of everybody, he did not attain any sainthood. In fact, he aspired to be a great disciple, foremost in wisdom, under a future Buddha. And he was prophesied for that at that time. So, what does it mean in these questions? If this question is purely about someone else's practice, it doesn't mean anything. I assume people who ask this question is actually searching for and try to understand the way Venerable Sariputta attained sainthood. Did he bypass concentration practice before he attained sainthood? Let me tell you one thing very unique. All people who practice based on what we know here, in fact based on a lot of records of yogis and also our Buddhist record and histories, everyone attain, they always resume their practice from what they left off in the past. And Venerable Sariputta, you see, during at the time when he was prophesied to be the chief disciple of future Buddha, he was already highly developed in psychic powers, 5 psychic powers. That means his concentration was perfect, almost perfect. And then life after life, he practiced up to Sankarapeka Jnana, which is just a step before entering into the stream vina. So it is not marveling to say that no, he could just attain sainthood just by a little click. Talking about that all things that arise out of a cause, the Tathagata, the Buddha, has declared the cause. Basically, it's talking about dependent origination, the arising of things based on condition. This is wonderful wisdom. This is very important because it shows this simple thing that things arise out of condition depicts all the phenomena in the universe except Nibbana. We don't call Nibbana phenomena. All conditioned state. All things in the world are conditioned. So for a wise man like Vsara, he just need to heard the word. Things happen because of a cause, and the cause was declared. This clue was enough for him to uncover a whole lot of vipassana jnana and wisdom. And you just attain. And for later, he passed on this gatha to Mahamoggallana, at that time called Kolita. He was called Upatissa at that time. And then, when Mahamoggallana heard the whole verse about dependent origination and dependent cessation. When the causes cease, the phenomena cease. Then Mahamoggallana became Sotapan. So this is just like what? This kind of enlightenment is just like someone who can reach. You take a plow, go to the backyard and plow and dig out. Oh, there's a whole load of treasure, gold. Then say, wow, this is the way to get rich. So I'll take a plow to dig my backyard as well. But you may dig and dig and dig and dig out the whole backyard and nothing. So if you have dug out all the backyard and still found no gold, and you still wish to have a basket of gold, what would you do? Learn the skills of getting rich. How to do business, how to make a profit, and how to earn. And from there you can get gold. Because there's no way to copy your neighbor who dig and found a whole jar of gold at the backyard, or basket of gold at the backyard. Because that's not the way to get rich. If you have, you have. You don't have, you don't have. So when I just told you the verse, how many of you have got enlightened? No, right? That means you don't belong to that class. We don't belong. If you don't belong to this kind of capability, then there's no way to copy the way of the get enlightened. Because they just resume from where they left off, very high level. From there, just a little click, they got enlightened. And for others, you have to work hard. All the 7 purification of virtue, purification of mind, purification of view, purification of overcoming doubt, purification of what is path and what is not path, what not the path, purification of knowledge and vision of the way, and purification of knowledge and vision. All the 7 purification, you need to go through them stage by stage, systematically. Okay? So please understand this. We do. Okay. The question is about during the Buddha's time, how many bodhisattvas have received prophecy? I don't know. There are different sayings. I don't know. So, and basically I'm not so interested also in this. Yeah. So it is about the prophesied bodhisattva during Gautama Buddha's time. The history, the record is not clear. But in the Sri Lankan version of history, they say 10. 10, but not the first first prophecy. I think so. There's a difference between first prophecy and repeated prophecy. First prophecy means before the person receives prophecy, he's an ordinary person. Then after that, because of the fulfillment of 8 conditions, you can read out 8 conditions somewhere else. Then you receive prophecy. That is great, because that indicates a big change from uncertainty to a certainty, and from not a bodhisattva to become a bodhisattva. But after that, there will be future Buddha say, this person will be the Buddha. Then another time, the Buddha may say, this lion will be the future Buddha. Yeah. That is not the first prophecy. There's a prophecy done by past Buddha and then just repeated by the Buddha or repeated by Pachika Buddha. Okay? So I'm not aware there's anyone who received first prophecy during Gautama Buddha's time. Okay? So the question is saying that, is it true that all beings will eventually be liberated? It's just a matter of length of time. We never say like that in Buddhist word. Never say like that. We never say all beings will eventually be liberated. No. They will be liberated when the conditions are right. When there are no sufficient conditions, you cannot see. There is no such thing is destined to be liberation. If we say that, that is the fatalism. Or count everything is based on fate. You are fated to come to this destiny. No such thing. Nature works in dependent origination. When conditions are right, things happen. When no condition, never happen. So there's no such thing as guarantee. Eventually all will be liberated. No. So we don't talk like that. We don't talk in that way. Because if you want to say all beings will eventually be liberated, provided you have the wisdom to see to the end of every living being's liberation. If you cannot see, you cannot say like that. Okay? Is the purpose of beings' life is to constantly purify and uplift oneself? What is the end game? We don't say a purpose. When you say purpose, you give yourself the purpose. Just like we give ourselves a purpose of liberation because of the Buddha's teaching. Buddha showed us the possibilities. So because of the possibilities of liberation, we give ourselves a mission, a goal, a purpose to achieve liberation only. To constantly uplift ourselves. That is our purpose. And we give ourselves that purpose. But we don't say there's an intrinsic purpose. That is those who believe in Creator. They speak like that. Because they say, this is the Creator give you this mission, Creator give you that. That is your life purpose. No. Whatever purpose we have, we give to ourselves. Either influenced by past or freshly initiated this life. What is the end game? There's no such thing. All are dependent originated. So if you really understand dependent origination deeply, you will not speak in this manner that there's an end game for everybody. No. All are dependent originated. If you have the condition, this happen. If condition not there, it will not happen. You don't say something sure to happen. You never say like that. Okay. So please practice more dependent origination and try to see the nature of things so that we don't come up with this kind of idea, assuming this and assuming that. No assuming. Things happen because of conditions only. Kandi paramang tapo titika nibbanam paramang vadanti buddha nahi pojito parapagati na samanoti parang vihetayanto sabba papa sa akarana kusala sa upasampada sa citta prayodapana itang buddhana sasanang anupavado anupagato padimukheja sangvaro matanyuta ca battasmi pantanca sayana sanang Adiciteja ayugo etang Buddha na sasanam. That's it. Some Buddha only taught this for precepts, for guidance of behavior. Then how you should behave is up to you. You know the essence, you know how you should behave. It means the patience, then you should not harm others, you should take care of others, then you should not indulge in food, you should not indulge in sleep, you should be diligent, heedful. Just that. Not in the sense of precepts, but in the sense of morality, yes. All Buddhas taught virtues, concentration, and wisdom. So virtues cover all. This is Vinaya, but not in the sense of Gautama Buddha tell you, you should not kill, not stealing, whatever. Not in that. For those beings who are intelligent and wise and have a good conscience, that is sufficient. Because one should not harm another. Everything it says is all sufficient. Be patient, don't react, sufficient. Striving for Nibbana, everything will be correct, sufficient. Avoid all the evil, do all the good, purify your mind, sufficient. For our cultivation, for liberation. But that's why in that sense, not every Buddha taught very detailed precepts. Like Gautama Buddha or Sakyamuni Buddha, Gautama Buddha taught detailed precepts. But some Buddha, they just tell the general principle. Still is about virtue. But it's up to you to observe. Okay? Some teach a bit more, some teach a bit less. Because of their audience, because of their disciples' nature also. There's a reason. Usually, the Buddhas, they do something based on their needs only. The needs at the time. Yeah. Yeah. Then, if you want to ask further, don't ask me. I'm not a Buddha. So, I don't know exactly how the Buddha thinks. You cannot say every Buddha, they are different approach. But one thing is sure, that all the Buddhas, they act based on conditions. If they see the conditions, they requires it, they will do. When they see no condition for it, they wouldn't do. That's it. Okay? Surely they act with a clear sense of purpose and beneficial purpose. Okay? The fifth question is, this person is very humble, saying that sometimes I live in my own world. Sometimes I talk to people. I try to interpret. Before I really understood what people say, sometimes I already execute it with my wrong understanding. And sometimes a lot of things, even after I heard it, I can make many mistakes in understanding, in perception. And because of that, I fear. So sometimes I get caught for so many years, then only I realize what actually happened. So it seems this is an ignorance, delusion. How should I conquer it? I say you have to fulfill the first requirement to conquer weakness. Why? Because this is genuine sincerity. This is courage. This is courage. I am quite confident this person can conquer this. Who asked this question? It's very honest. The Buddha say, if one who is ignorant, you know that you are ignorant. For that fact itself, you are wise. But if you are ignorant and you believe you are wise, then you are really ignorant. So knowing our own shortcomings, our ignorance, our weakness, our delusion, that by itself is a wisdom. And we have a chance to conquer it if we continue to learn. But if we assume, with all our ignorance, we assume we are wise and we stop there and finish. Okay? And then be more cautious in coming to conclusion. After you have known a few mistakes like that, they tell us that in future, don't jump into conclusion before you have done sufficient investigation. Be humble. Don't assume we know. And tell ourselves, my future in future, my future wisdom will surely surpass my current wisdom if I continue to make effort. Then future wisdom will see things sure differently. So why should I be so adamant in my view? Just keep it open. Always be ready to listen to opposite ideas and expression, opposite understanding. Yeah, that is how we can improve. Okay. So this is about vegetarianism. Some people are talking about vegetarianism. Actually, in Buddhist, there's no rule saying that we have to be vegetarian. No rule. You can eat meat. But in this monastery, we don't cook meat, we don't buy meat, but we don't reject if people bring meat to offer. There is no purity and impurity in meat and vegetables. But nowadays, when you eat vegetable, people kill all the same and more. Don't make an issue out of vegetarianism. There's no issue there. But it is good. If you want to eat meat and vegetable and you feel pure and you feel good that way, no harm. Just like myself. But I'm no problem if occasionally one or two pieces of meat fall into my bowl. If it come from my familiar devotees, I just say no, it's not for me. I can't take it. Too hard for me. Too smelly. Too hard. To eat meat is very hard for me. Just like eating chili. I don't buy chili like that. But there's no purity or impurity in that. As long as you don't eat the meat that you see it kill, you hear it kill, and it's killed for you. Because it requires a lot of hard-hearted mindset to be able to eat the meat. And after you see the killing, hear the killing, you say enjoy the food, enjoy the meat. You must be quite hard-hearted. And if it is killed for you, and they know you like to eat, the next time they constantly will kill for you. And because of you, you cause the killing of another being. That's it, bad karma. Know that the Buddha's way of solving the world's problem is by tackling the causes, not by tackling the result. When there are causes, the result will be. So we don't tackle the result, we don't control the result. We work hard on causes only. So we stop the killing, we don't stop the meat being eaten. So when Venerable Devadatta requested the Buddha to establish a rule, let all the monks take vegetarian food, the Buddha did not allow. Because it's wrong view, wrong understanding, thinking that there's purity in meat and vegetables. What is the difference? Eventually all boils down to elements, arising and passing away. Meat and vegetables, same. All are elements arising and passing away. So there's a wrong view thinking that there's a purity there. Or there's a purity when you eat vegetable, there's impurity when you eat meat. No. Some people who eat meat can practice much better and attain enlightenment far above the other person who take vegetarian food. But for me, it's just a matter of choice. I find I can meditate better if I take vegetarian food. That's it. It suits me. That's it. But it's no issue, no religious issue there. Okay, please, this is for explanation. And for the Mahayana, they take vegetable. This was caused by the king, the emperor Liang Wuti. He established a rule, not the Buddha. But okay, let's not criticize each other. Let the Mahayana continue with the vegetable. After all, now they developed a very healthy way of vegetarianism. Very healthy. I see many Mahayana monks, they live very healthy life. So, why not? Let them have their choice. Okay? But don't make it into a wrong understanding and turn it wrong. You should not. Be careful. Then the question says, one can practice, can attain the noble path and fruition through the cultivation of virtue, concentration, wisdom. Does it mean that the person has intrinsically wholesome mind. We don't say this intrinsically wholesome or intrinsically unwholesome. Our nature that we are born with is also dependently originated. So we can find ourselves in a child, dependently originated wholesomeness and also dependently originated unwholesomeness. So what is the ultimate? You don't say that. Because all materiality, mentality, they manifest themselves based on dependent origination law. So because of that, we don't say this is intrinsically this or intrinsically that. There's no such thing. All are dependently originated. Nature also the same. So I don't know whether you get it or not. If not, please meditate more and try to see in yourself how the mind is. Okay? So this is about story lah. Talking about dreaming about husband. This one never mind. You don't need to translate. Just that if you have any fear or worry, come to meditate in Dhamma Earth. We welcome you. This is also a personal question, how to cultivate faith towards Buddha Dhamma Sangha. I just say you need to be beneficiary of the Dhamma. When you benefit yourself with the Dhamma, surely you develop confidence towards Dhamma. Yeah. And if you make mistake, obstruct other people, just say sorry. I shouldn't repeat the same mistake again because the cause and effect is harmful. Yeah, like that. So we end here. Idang me punyang asawa kaya wahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbana sapacayo hotu. Mama punya bagang sabba sattanang bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punya bagang labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.